All right, hey everybody, Mr. Bernstein here. This is another tutorial. This is how are we able to access our Microsoft Word documents? What can we do when we open them? So I'm already here on an assignment page back in protest lesson 1, and I'm going to open up Microsoft Word through the fixed table box here. And again, we talked in a previous video, another video about the immersive reader. Another cool trick for my L students and anybody else is if you go to the triple dots here on the right, you can see the translate option. The translate option, you can just translate the entire document into any language. You can choose any language. It will change the English, let's say, to Hebrew. If you press OK, it'll take a second, and then it'll click switch everything to Hebrew. You can always go back to the original English by choosing View the Original. So besides the immersive reader option, you also have that translate option. You also have the option to download the file and download it as a PDF. But most of the time, we're going to ask you to work within the document in Teams. On your mobile devices, it may be more difficult to do this, so it may be better if you have a laptop or desktop in order to edit the document on a web browser. You may choose or be able to choose open in the desktop app, but I've always had problems with that. It's always been more confusing for me to do that because it is asking you to sign in as opposed to just being able to do it directly from your Teams where you're already signed in. And that extra step never works for me. So if I just click edit, or you may have on your side, it may say open a new edit, open in a new browser. You can do it that way. It will open it up to you. And again, there's a number of different options you can do. Obviously, you can write your name down, and you'll be able to write in the assignment, Mr. Bernstein. I think that's me. Most days, I think it's me. And then answer the questions in the do now. When we ask you for annotation, you can use the highlighter function here. Just click on the text, holding down your mouse arrow or Control or Shift and highlighting the text. And then you can press the highlight button, and that is highlighted for you right there. So if we ask you to annotate a text and ask you to underline or highlight a passage, that's one way to show that you're annotating. You could also write comments in whatever text boxes we have. Control U also gets you to underline. You might know this, but just to review basic stuff. If you look at the tab bars, you can look at references. If we gave you notes or footnotes on the side, most of the time we won't do that. I think we're going to keep it basic. If you go to review, again, you can translate it through this tab. You can show any comments if teachers made comments that way. You go to view, that opens up a reading view, which makes it easier for you to read. You can close that anytime you want. I'll pick that up. We'll go back in the document. So you just press edit document to get back into the editing view. Back into view, you can go into immersive reader if you want as well. And then when you're done, you press save or close. It should save it for you. Do not turn in unless you've answered questions. One of the major frustrations from the last few years has been students handing in work. As soon as we get it, we release assignment 1, 10 seconds later, student has turned in assignment 1. Has student done assignment 1? No, they've left it blank. And you don't get credit that way. And because you've handed it in, it becomes more difficult for you to undo that and redo the assignment. It would be more hands-on. We would have to get in touch and deliver the file to you. So before you turn it in, do not turn it in until you're absolutely ready, until you've answered the questions in the box. Answer the questions we ask you for the assignment, then turn it in. and that way you can get the credit for the assignment. And that is some of the things you can do in the Microsoft Word graphic organizers, the assignment page that we have for you here on Microsoft Teams.